I miss the old you. Gotta love those comments that assume what they want is exactly what you should do. Content creation feels like an unfair balancing act. How do you evolve but also stay true to your roots? I noticed that in the age of established online personalities, people tend to grasp onto that initial impression, and if the content changes too much, they will be called out. I'm pretty sure since the beginning of YouTube popularity, the fear of changing too much is always prevalent. Every YouTuber experiences burnout if they don't take care of themselves properly, usually from being forced to make the same content over and over. How do you avoid burnout if this intrinsic fear of stagnating is looming over, while also being at the mercy of an algorithm that rewards consistency and frequency, while also considering what kind of content people stick around for? Am I overthinking this? Most likely, but over the years, I've noticed the same pattern of content creators needing to take a break. It happens to all kinds of YouTubers, both ones that I watch and ones that I don't. I'm not saying that taking a break is weak or anything, far from it. Stopping that YouTube grind is a sign that they're done trying to maintain their channel at the expense of their health. That's why I think that it's short-sighted to comment, "You've changed, I miss the old you." I'm sure that the dissatisfaction is real, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure that the content creator has already figured out what kind of videos people like. They're just exhausted from making them. Some shifts are gradual and others are sudden. And honestly, I was that person who missed the old YouTuber. Thankfully I didn't comment anything like that, but I still felt heartbroken that it wasn't the same. Let me give you a prime example with YouTuber X. I found X's videos back in 2014 and was instantly hooked. I really vibed with their honesty and relatability. Sounds super generic, I know, but it really resonated with me. I watched literally all of their videos. You know, the honeymoon phase of constantly refreshing, waiting to watch the new video, rewatching the same videos you've already seen, etc. That phase lasted a good 2 years, but then gradually in 2017, big change started to happen. And back then, change was absolutely terrifying to me. They started hiring people, video production amped up, topics started becoming more marketable, and in the process, a lot of the original soul was lost. I didn't notice the change until it was too late. I kept watching each video as they came out, hoping that somehow they could find that magic and make videos like before, but I knew deep down that they will never be the same. They felt watered down and more generic with each passing video. More people started to criticize their videos. YouTuber X began to desperately try to figure out what gets views and what doesn't. Because of that, videos were all over the place. X eventually gave up and posted whatever they wanted. The videos didn't feel any better, in my opinion. More people jumped onto the criticism. X decided to stop posting consistently to make the videos that they really wanted to make. The videos still didn't feel any better either. Dare I say, a decline in quality. They tried to rehash old videos. Still didn't feel the same. The magic just wasn't there anymore. I ultimately unsubscribed. I was kinda disappointed that it ended up like this, but I guess it's just how it goes. Everyone grows out of things, both the creator and my own tastes. So I can't blame people for wanting to get the old YouTuber back. What I don't agree with is harassing the YouTuber to make the exact videos they want. That's not cute. Even though they depend on the viewers to be successful, at the end of the day, it's their choice on what content they want to make. I'm calling myself out too, as a viewer. It's unrealistic to demand a YouTuber to make videos exactly like before. It's not impossible, but most of the time, it's never the same. Because you're never gonna please everyone who all have different tastes. And no one likes someone who stagnates. Someone who's creatively stifled. I know that's very abstract to imagine, but you can definitely tell from the general vibe that things don't feel creatively fueled. Oh, here's another controversial aspect. The concept of selling out. Nowadays, it's super normalized for YouTubers to get brand deals and sponsors, and not a lot of people make a big stink out of it because it shows that they're successful to have a sponsor. But back then, viewers would call them a sellout and be really accusatory because it doesn't fit their authentic content. And people definitely threw out the "I miss the old you" just for good measure. Back then, YouTubers didn't really express their exhaustion, so I guess from the outsider's perspective, a brand deal might feel like a cop-out for making meaningful content, because if they're not expressing their concerns, they must be taking the easy way out, and not because the algorithm is promoting an unsustainable upload schedule, no! Yeah, that's one thing that I actually appreciate from the new YouTube. Viewers are more understanding of sponsored videos. In fact, some viewers even celebrate their first sponsored video. Yes, that means that YouTube's AdSense isn't sustainable at all, but that's besides the point. And it's a big if I ever grow big enough to where I had to change up my content or do a brand deal to get by, I don't think I would jump to that opportunity so quickly. I feel like there would be a lot of resistance to that change. Still very scared of change, if you haven't guessed. I know every YouTuber has to deal with this kind of pushback, but I already know I'm going to be overthinking this for like a month. If I get to a point where I'm sick of making the same videos over and over, I'm promising myself now that it won't water down my content to become more shareable and marketable, even though that might be a smarter business move. I know that's easier said than done, but I really value when the core of the videos is still the same as before. People usually watch your videos for you, and if you forget what makes you unique in the midst of YouTube popularity, that's just gonna push people away. But then again, I haven't experienced it yet, so I could just be completely ignorant on this matter. But I've also witnessed a lot of YouTubers go through the ups and downs of their content, so I'm at least familiar with how these things play out. I at least want to be self-aware of what can happen when you become popular. So what can you do when one of your favorite YouTubers just isn't providing the same content that you want? It's easier said than done, but it's time to move on. So dramatic. I've definitely slipped up and kept watching their new videos, thinking it'll get better, and then being disappointed every time. This sounds a lot like a breakup, but unlike a real breakup, you can find a new channel to fill that void without any of the repercussions. Yes, there's a lot of content out there that you don't want to watch, but in due time, you'll find it. And if all else fails, you can always watch their old videos for comfort. That's what I do, a lot, and that's why I watch 5 hours of YouTube every day. I know that the "I miss the old you" comments can be hurtful, but ultimately, it's up to the YouTuber to decide what their content will be. Unfortunately, no one can realistically make the same content forever. That's just unsustainable. I know how it feels to have that deep connection with the YouTuber, but you just have to keep discovering new ones. Or you could just not care at all. Either way, am I the only one that feels bad when YouTubers get comments like that? I don't know. I just hope I won't take them personally if I ever become big enough to warrant comments like that, while also being true to myself? I'm sure I'll not figure it out. Hopefully you got something out of this, and maybe you'll think twice about leaving the "I'm unsubbing" comment under some random video. I'm looking at you. Anyway, I'll talk again at some point. I don't know how to end these. Okay, bye.